There are several advantages to preparing your own tax return. Cost savings. Preparing your own tax return can save you money because you will not have to pay a tax professional to do it for you. This can be especially beneficial if you have a simple tax situation and do not need the assistance of a tax professional. Control. When you prepare your own tax return, you have complete control over the process. You can choose which deductions and credits to take and can make changes to your return if necessary. Learning opportunity. Preparing your own tax return can be a learning opportunity, as it allows you to become more familiar with tax laws and regulations. This knowledge can be helpful in future years when preparing your tax return, making financial decisions, and understanding your overall tax situation. Convenience. With the availability of tax preparation software, preparing your own tax return has become more convenient than ever before. Many software programs guide you through the process and prompt you to enter all of the necessary information, making the process more streamlined and efficient. Empowerment. Preparing your own tax return can be empowering, as it allows you to take control of your financial situation and become more self-sufficient. There are several disadvantages to preparing your own tax return. Complexity. If you have a complex tax situation, preparing your own tax return can be difficult and time-consuming. It may be hard to navigate through the tax code and find all of the deductions and credits you are entitled to. Errors and omissions. Preparing your own tax return can be risky if you are not familiar with tax laws and regulations. You may make errors or omissions on your return, which can result in penalties, fines, or other tax-related issues. Audit risk. If you prepare your own tax return and make errors or omissions, you may be at a higher risk of being audited by the IRS. A tax professional can help you minimize your audit risk by ensuring that your return is accurate and complete. Time-consuming. Preparing your own tax return can be time-consuming, especially if you have a complex tax situation. You may need to spend several hours gathering all of the necessary information and completing the forms. Whether or not you should prepare your tax return by yourself depends on your individual situation. Complexity of your tax situation. If your tax situation is straightforward and you have a good understanding of tax laws and regulations, you may be able to prepare your tax return on your own. Time and resources. Preparing your own tax return can be time-consuming and require a significant amount of effort. If you are willing to devote the time and energy to learning about tax laws and regulations and gathering all the necessary information, then you may be able to prepare your own tax return. Cost. Preparing your own tax return can save you money, as you will not have to pay a tax professional to do it for you. However, if you make errors or omissions on your return, it can result in penalties or fines that could end up costing you more than what you would have paid a professional to prepare your return. Knowledge of tax laws and regulations. Preparing your own tax return requires a good understanding of tax laws and regulations. If you are not familiar with tax laws, you may miss out on deductions or credits that you are entitled to, which could result in a higher tax bill.